What do you think of what they've done so far?
I don't know. It's what's that phrase? It's like ripping a Band-Aid off, ripping a scab off.
I know.
Like,
I'm looking right up here right now,
yeah,
and because that ceiling board was in,
yeah,
you never like it wasn't like that.
yeah. It's pretty wild.
I don't know. Everywhere you look, you see something you've never seen before.
Yeah. Again, just like every time when they're here for a day or two, it creates so much work for us to do. You know, they've got. I mean, just walking on the ground here,
Yeah,
you can just feel there's inches of stuff
underneath us
to be removed, and yeah, it's crazy.
My name is Krista, and that is my husband, Kevin. We just embarked on restoring a 150-year-old farmstead in Pennsylvania that was in my husband's family for 3 generations. We're starting our restoration with the barn that was basically falling down when we started. We still have a long way to go, but as we stumble through this restoration, we are sharing this journey and learning together as we work to restore our future home at Sawmill Ridge Heritage Farm.
You have to see this.
Adeline's finding all kinds of treasures.
What'd you find, Lulu?
No idea.
Old plug or something?
Yep, definitely a broke off plug.
I'd like to go upstairs and see what the floor looks like, but we'll have to be careful. You want to come with me?
Yeah, sure.
Me a little serious this morning, I guess.
Okay, back at the barn in the daylight, and the boys have just finished up this post we were looking at yesterday, and they just replaced the bottom here. So the top was still good enough to keep, and they replaced the bottom. We'll take a look at some of the other stuff that we were trying to look at in the dark yesterday. Okay, so yesterday I was looking up and I said, oh, there's a hole, but it wasn't really. It was just a couple boards moved out from this first haymow that we moved out. These boards are not fastened down, so they just moved them out of the way in order to kick down the boards below it. I'm sure it was easier to get the ceiling off that way. Here is the end of this grain bin that they started to tear apart for us. And we just told them, you know, we're gonna take this one out of here, but they can just work at that little by little if they're looking for a little extra work while they're here. Okay, here is a daylight shot from below. Oh wow, honey, look, they ripped that wall out. Did you notice that? That wasn't yesterday. They removed those doors today. Man, they're good workers in the morning, you know that? There's the pile that they took off the ceiling. And I mean, it is thick of what was in between. Now you can see what was under all of those tongue and groove boards. And then we're going to be working on wrapping the outside and rebuilding this front wall. So they got so much done yesterday when they were here, removing some of the boards from the front here. We're going to rebuild this whole front of the first floor of the barn in order to accommodate our stalls and be Dutch doors into each stall. So they're removing this. They braced further in, if you see those braces, just to make sure that the barn doesn't skew at all while they're doing this work. And we're going to redo these posts out here at different intervals, and I can't believe how different it looks. Just absolutely wild. So this is the pile that I'm going to try to tackle today. I've already cleaned up this one a little bit. I'm going to finish that up. But I'm just trying to get a lot of this moved out, organized, and ready to go so that we can get in here and get the floor cleaned back out, because the next big thing is we're going to do a knee wall across the back of this foundation in order to just reinforce that. So in order to get started on that, we just have to get this pile cleaned up and basically everything downstairs here cleaned out, excavated to grade, and ready to go. So that is what I am working on today. I was just looking around and I noticed that they started tearing the side out. That's to prepare for the wrap to be put on. So the windows are now out of this side as well. So this is it for today. That's how much of the pile I got done. There's still a lot left, but it's raining and my feet are starting to get tired. We have a long weekend of work where I have to, do a job that really makes money and not just what I do as a hobby. So I'm trying to preserve myself for that. Good morning. I just got to the barn today, and today we're going to do a full day to try to clean out the bottom layer of the barn. We are ready to take some of the next steps to grade and then pour the knee wall. So I'll show you what we're working on today. So this is what it's looking like to start today. Something I've always wondered about. You see how it's trimmed away there, and this board was added because see, here's the original board. I don't know what that was for. Also, these are notched. Do you see how those are notched? That's in line. I don't know why.
Next week, you'll see us finish leveling this out with the cat and preparing for the knee wall. We will see you next time at Sawmill Ridge Heritage Farm. Thanks for joining us.